Elder Robert D. Hales was born on August 24, 1932, in New York City. He grew up in the state of New York. He graduated with a bachelor's degree from the University of Utah and received his master's in business from Harvard. He served in the U.S. Air Force as a fighter pilot. As well, he was a distinguished young businessman. He became successful at a very relatively young age. He served as an executive for three major national companies. On June 10, 1953, Elder Hales married his sweetheart, Mary Crandell, in the Salt Lake Temple. They have been happily married for 60 years, and they have two sons. Elder Hales received his call as a general authority on April 4, 1975. He served as an assistant to the Quorum of the 12 Apostles and later as a member of the First Quorum of the 70. He was presiding bishop of the church from April 1985 until he was called to the Quorum of the 12 Apostles on April 2, 1994. He was a regional representative for 5 years prior to his call as a general authority. He earlier served as a branch president, bishop, high counselor, and stake president's counselor. He also served as first counselor in the Sunday School General Presidency.
We can learn so much from Elder Robert D. Hales' example in the community as well as the church. Elder Hales gives excellent talks teaching us topics from standing in holy places to waiting on the Lord. One particular lesson that Elder Hales has taught is the very vital job of being a parent to the rising generation. We learn this by his great example of parenthood to his two sons. He teaches us that we should start by being good examples to our children by consistently and diligently living the gospel principles at home. Elder Hales teaches us how very important this example to our children can be by his own example to his family.
Elder Hales has many interests and hobbies. One of the things he enjoys to do is flying planes. For 4 years, he served as a jet fighter pilot and gained a lot of experience. It is from that service in the Air Force that he got this motto, "Return with Honor." He also had a love for baseball. When he was younger, as a high school freshman, he was the starting pitcher for the school's baseball team. He had a lot of great experiences and things that he learned from playing baseball in his youth. For relaxation, Elder Hales also enjoys other sports, like golf. Also, he and Mary enjoy being with their sons, daughter-in-laws, and grandchildren.
One of my favorite talks from Elder Hales is from the October 2012 General Conference titled Tithing, a Test of Faith with Eternal Blessings. He talks about how important it is for us to pay our tithing. It is a commandment and it is required for our entrance into the temple. One thing he said that really struck me was, would any of us intentionally reject an outpouring of blessings from the Lord? Sadly, this is what we do when we fail to pay our tithing. Our tithing goes to purposes of the church, such as education, meeting houses, welfare, temples, and in short, the work of the Lord. This talk means a lot to me because I have seen the great spiritual and temporal blessings that the Lord has given me and my family through paying our tithing. We are all blessed by tithing because that is what is making BYUI so affordable to all of us.
Although I've never met Elder Hales personally, what he's written and talked about has touched my life. While I was here at BYU Idaho, in one of my classes I was assigned to read his book, Return. After reading this book, it taught me about decisions that we make in life affect major decisions later on. One story that stuck out to me personally was when he was 42 years old. He was in a board meeting for a high-up company, and the secretary came in saying that Marion G. Romney was on the phone for him, and that she knew that he couldn't take the call, but they insisted. He decided to take the call, which surprised the secretary, and showed her the importance of what this phone call was and about his faith. But Marion G. Romney asked if he could serve a mission, and he said yes. A few weeks later, President Kimball called him and asked if he could change his mission from being a mission president in the London, England mission to Salt Lake City. And Elder Hales was perfectly fine with that, and that the time frame would change as well from 3 years to a lifetime of service. It was at that moment that Elder Hales was called to be an assistant to the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. He said that that decision was easy for him because of the major decisions he had made previously in his life. When he was studying at Harvard, he had been called by the mission president there to become an elders quorum president. He figured at that time if he accepted this call, he would fail school. But his wife had told him that I'd rather have an active priesthood holder than someone with a master's degree from Harvard. And then she said, together we can both do it. He said that that decision was a defining moment for him. And that really touched me, knowing that no matter the calling, no matter the commitment we need to make to church, we need to do it. We need to do it, and it will help us later on in our lives.
Though I have never met Elder Hales, I have been touched by his teachings, and they have influenced my life. His talks help me through difficult times because he teaches patience and the will of the Lord. I am grateful for his example to me and all that he teaches. He truly is an amazing man. Elder Robert D. Hales gave a great talk called Return with Honor, where he explained that this was his unit motto in the Air Force. This motto has been one that my parents have repeated often in our home. As we moved around a lot growing up, my mother was hesitant to ever hang up pictures in the house since she would soon have to take them down. No matter where we lived, my mom made the effort to hang up a plaque near the front door that read Return with Honor. This was always a constant reminder of what she expected of us.